You know, we have had a lot of different series here on the channel, a lot of them that never even got finished, and then a few that we were able to finish all the way through. But today we're going to start a bit of a mini-series that I'm going to call Forgotten Weapons of Call of the Wild, showcasing some of the weapons that used to be used all the time, but don't necessarily get used that much anymore. We've done something similar to this in the past with the Underrated Weapons series, but this is going to include some weapons that were not in that series, because we're mainly focusing on guns that used to be either the best in their class or just a very popular choice that aren't necessarily used that often anymore. And the one that we've got today, I figured we might as well start off with a bang using the M1, which this used to be the king of the rifles in Call of the Wild, but has recently been dethroned by the 308. Now, this gun does still stand up to its competitor, the 308, however, it's just slightly worse. And that causes a lot of people to lean towards the 308. However, this gun still can be very effective, as we just saw right there. If you have maximum recoil perks and are decent enough with recoil control on your own, then this thing can be great. It's got roughly the same knockdown power of the 308, and, well, it does great. As long as you can control the recoil, this rifle is still a very good option, and as we saw, that bear just absolutely got dropped. I mean, part of that was because we did hit vertebrae, but it still did really well. Took that thing down incredibly quick. You know, I swear every single day that I revisit Mississippi Acres, I start enjoying it more and more, almost to the point of the amount I enjoyed it when it first came out, and I feel like that means I should probably continue to come back here and just see if I can reignite that kind of enjoyment that I had when the map first dropped, because for the longest time, I enjoyed this map so much. It was my favorite map that they've ever released, and then as the weeks went on and the months went on, I started to enjoy it less and less. But some of the recent changes they made caused me to kind of enjoy it once again, and I think we better take out these whitetail before they get too far away, because there actually was a decent buck in this herd, and I'd like to get him down if we can. And if possible, we can kind of check out everything else in the area. But we definitely want to get the decent 85 to 100 buck that was in this herd, if I could ever figure out where he went. Recently, we got what is easily my biggest deer ever, being a 274.60 scoring whitetail deer off of Layton Lake, so it's really hard to look at these and think that they're big, but this really is a pretty decent deer right here, and if he'd ever give us a shot, we'd take it. I feel like we might have to shoot one of the deer in front of him just to get him to stop, and that definitely might be the way we have to go. We'll probably just take this guy, actually, and then that should get them to stop long enough to hopefully get a shot into him, and we definitely did, but I can't say that that was a good one. Unfortunately, it was a bad shot. However, the one thing about the M1 is you can get shots off really quickly, so even if we end up missing, we can typically get another shot into it pretty quickly, and we definitely utilize that right there. So there's the deer that we shot first, and of course the M1 just dropped him on the spot with a nice double lung shot. The 30-06 cartridge is a very strong round in Call of the Wild, equal power to that of the 308 as of now, even though the 308 says that it's a little bit better. In my testing, which I do have here on the channel, it did perform exactly the same as 30-06, just that rifle has less recoil, so it tends to be the more favorable choice. However, as we're seeing already, the M1 is still such a great gun, and it's by no means overshadowed completely by the 308. It's still a very usable weapon, but it is becoming a forgotten weapon. And that really is going to be the purpose of this series, is kind of highlighting some of the weapons that have been overshadowed by better rifles or rifles that people tend to prefer over the others. Because I know a lot of people may have never used these rifles that are new to the game because somebody told them that another rifle was better, and there definitely is a lot of rifles in this game that are really good in their own different ways, and the M1 is one that is easy for this type of a role. It is a rifle that unfortunately gets overshadowed now because of the 308, but it's still a really great option. And there's a lot of other rifles like this, so let me know down in the comments some rifles that you guys think have unfortunately been overshadowed by other options, but still deserve their own shine. I already kind of know what I want to do for the next episode. And I think you guys will like this because the next episode will most likely be the Mosin. Because unfortunately that gun is overlooked nowadays due to its class range. And just the fact that it doesn't fit into a lot of people's loadouts. The 243 typically is the better option. But the Mosin can still be a great rifle and in fact is more powerful than the 243. But because its class range is kind of strange, it really doesn't get used too much. That actually might be an even cooler looking buck than the one that we ended up messing up and then I unfortunately forgot to claim. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I forgot to claim that one, but we'll be able to claim that guy because he's not going anywhere and neither is his friend. You know, something that I feel has not got talked about enough ever since it happened was when they redid the population redistribution here on Mississippi Acres. A lot of whitetail started feeding out in these open fields, and I do feel like that is just such a cool touch, especially for realism. It makes sense that the deer would be feeding out in fields and not in the thick forests, but kind of near the trees like they are here. So it's just so awesome to see something like that on Mississippi Acres, and it's one of the reasons that I have started coming back to this map and enjoying it more than I was, because cool little changes like this are quite abundant over these last couple updates, and it's made it so the hunting has kind of just stayed fresh for me. And it's one of those things that keeps me enjoying a map after it's been out for a little while. Just finding new little things that they've changed over the updates and kind of just hunting them a little bit more, or taking advantage of the changes they've made and having some cool content out of it. This definitely is one of those changes that I am a huge fan of, and I hope to see more, I guess, changes like this that make sense for different species. Would love to see some more of this. You know, I was just about to say this server I joined seems to be devoid of life, but it seems like there is some whitetail out there. However, that's really all we're finding today, so we might end up going to a different map soon. I don't want to be shooting just whitetail the entire video. That really wouldn't show the versatility of the M1 because, I mean, shooting the same animal over and over again really doesn't show you what the rifle can do to the fullest potential. But we'll just drop a couple of those, and then after we go grab them, we'll probably hop over to a different map. I'm thinking Silver Ridge Peaks might be a good option. We got a very large variety of different sized animals on there, so it should be a pretty good showcase of the weapon's potential. Well, I mean, if he's gonna give us a shot, we might as well. I honestly can't pass up the opportunity to take down another deer if he's just gonna stand there. The M1 is still just a powerhouse, absolutely dropping every single one of these deer that were in front of our sights, and it really just is a testament to how, I guess, not dead this gun is. This thing is still just as amazing as it ever was, it just has a slightly better, bigger brother. But man, it sure does just still drop these deer in their tracks, which is, you know, great to see. Love to have a rifle that can just drop them on the spot so you don't have to track them, because I feel like that is one of the more important things to me, is not only how quickly can I get back on target after firing, but also, does it put the deer down immediately, or do I have to use a follow-up shot, or is it going to run a little while? These are all things that I think about when trying to figure out what type of rifle I'm going to be making my main rifle. You know, even though it's something that you're technically not supposed to shoot with a rifle as big as the M1, I kind of just want to take that fox down because it's something different than a whitetail, so we'll take that down and, oh, we better see what this other one is. Where did that thing go? We just saw another one run off, so we should probably take a look at that as well. I'm kind of curious to see if that's a diamond or a rare, because I still don't have a single rare gray fox, and I really want one. Well, here's our little fox. This is a gray fur type, level 5 female. I wasn't able to find the tracks of the other animals, so I'm going to assume that it was probably just a regular fox, or maybe I was seeing a rabbit run off, because all I found was rabbit tracks. So I'm going to go back and look again, but I don't think there was a second fox. I feel like we might have just seen a rabbit and thought it was a fox, but then again, I could be wrong, so we're going to double check just to make sure. Yeah, it's definitely looking like it was a rabbit, so unfortunately, not what we're looking for, and I think it's time that we move on. Oh my gosh, it is about time we find another rare Eastern turkey. Can we? There we go, we got it. Oh my gosh. That was probably the least expected thing for today, and unfortunately we couldn't take it with the M1, but oh my gosh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. We actually got ourselves a rare turkey. I've only killed 2 rare eastern turkeys in the past, and unfortunately every single one that I've found so far has been a female, so continuing that trend, but it's still a rare. Oh my gosh, that bird is beautiful. This is definitely an albino. The leucistic ones have a bit of brown throughout them. That is just absolutely gorgeous. Let's stomp down the grass a little bit because I want to get a good picture of this thing. This is a beautiful turkey. Absolutely beautiful bird. I absolutely love the eastern turkeys. I feel like they're definitely my favorite of all the turkey species in Call of the Wild. They've got the most vibrant colors and I guess the best variety of colors as well. And yeah, that definitely is an albino. That's super awesome. I hope we get a 3 turkey mount for one of each type of turkey, or even like a 6 turkey mount. Could you imagine having a multi-mount that has a hen and tom of each turkey species in the game? That would probably be one of my favorite mounts in the entire game. It would just be so cool to have. Just about as cool as this turkey right here. That is really awesome. Let's go see if we can actually find something good like this that we can actually take with the M1 now. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, there is a level 9 black bear right here. That's about the last thing I would have expected to find today. Especially considering I haven't even got a chance to announce that we're now on our second map, which is Silver Ridge Peaks, and we've already got ourselves a legendary black bear. I am so tempted to take that shot, but I know it's not a good idea. We're gonna wait for the perfect angle on this guy. That is so cool. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Oh my gosh, that is like probably the best thing we could have found. Oh my gosh, well, that's definitely quite the trophy to take down with the good old M1. Did absolute wonders on that bear as well. Let's see if we can figure out what else is in this area, because there's definitely some more bears. And, is that a rare? Hold on. Let me check this track real quick. Okay, no, it's not. It's just a dusky. You know, sometimes in the snow, the dusky just, or not snow. Sometimes in the sun, the dusky just looks really brown for some reason, almost like it is the brown or cinnamon fur type. But that one was clearly not. So, unfortunately, no rare along with our diamond. But you really can't complain when you've taken out such an amazing bear. Hopefully, we can go ahead and get a diamond on this. But there is a chance that it will troll, so we got to be prepared for that as well. Of course, like the second I look down at my phone, we end up finding this guy. I had just started messaging on my phone, and then I look up, and there's a bear just chilling here, and it's a level 9. Literally the perfect scenario. And hopefully this guy is going to be a diamond, because it's been about 2 hours of recording now, and it would be amazing if we could finally get a diamond. It's a diamond at 2290. It just barely made it. Like, this is about as close as you can get with it still making diamond. And it is the black fur variation, so very, very nice. Big fan of the black fur variation. I also like the dark fur variation, but I think this is probably my favorite of the 2 fur variations that I consider to be my favorites. Dusky is okay, but I don't like it nearly as much as the dark and black, and I think black is probably the best of those 2. That is really nice. Let's go ahead and get a couple screenshots from different angles and go ahead and check that shot. And wow, that was actually pretty close to being too low. We ended up getting liver and left lung. Wow, that could have been bad if I had been just slightly lower on that. But we made the shot, and the M1 did great, and we got ourselves a diamond. And it looks like we have crashed. You know, oh, actually we survived. Oh my gosh, that might be the first time in months that I've actually managed to pull out of a freeze like that. So I guess we're going to go ahead and hunt a couple more things real quickly, and then probably jump into the lodge and take a look at that beautiful black bear. Let's go see if we can find ourselves a mountain lion. I think that'll be a good candidate for something to take out with the M1. You know what? Actually, instead of a mountain lion, let's go ahead and take out a really nice looking mule deer and then a Rocky Mountain elk as well. I think that's probably a better way to go, since these are both higher class animals than what we've been hunting. The mountain lion is too, but I kind of enjoy shooting mule deer and Rocky Mountain elk a little bit more. So we're going to be taking them out, and I think we actually made a bad shot. I might not have compensated for drop enough there. So, yeah, that's a bit of a problem. However, there is some others over here, along with that mule deer, so we still got some options. Alright, let's go ahead and get this thing down. That would be the wrong gun. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen and just take this elk instead. This is going great. It's going exactly as planned, as you guys can clearly tell. But we still got a chance right here. Let's just drop one into both of these elk right there. Hey, you know what? Why not? All three of them. Let's do it. And we officially crashed. Well, I think that's gonna mean the end of this video, but we will check out that bear in the lodge first. Well, here we are after getting a crazy kill on this legendary black bear and then having an unfortunate crash shortly after. We are finally in the trophy lodge taking a look at this beauty right here, and it is a very good-looking black bear. I absolutely love this fur type. I think it looks amazing, and we haven't got too many diamond black bears since they changed the fur on them. I believe this is only the second, so it is pretty awesome to see. And I checked the score, and it is a 22.98, so very close to being a 23. Overall, just an amazing trophy, though, and something that I'm super happy to add into one of our lodges. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was a look at the M1 Garand and the first episode of the Forgotten Weapons of Call of the Wild. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this series. Let me know if you did down below, and I will try to respond to as many of the comments as I can. And also let me know what gun you think is going to be the best fit for this series. That being said, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace!